Good morning, DA's office.
Hi. I
Hi.
my name is Sean Floyd, and I have a couple of pending criminal charges,
Okay.
and I recently was granted access to the discovery files,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a critical video file that's missing.
Okay.
Would you like details about that?
Sure. Oh, so I can look into it.
Okay, well, I didn't know if you were the appropriate person to give those to.
I may not be, but I'll follow up with, I'll take detailed notes and pass along your question. Yeah, full disclosure, I may not be able to give you an answer, but I'll take a good message.
Understood. Okay, that's about basically what I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
Is this Amber Reynolds by any chance?
It's not, no.
Can I ask who I'm speaking to?
Yes, my name is Katie.
Katie. Okay.
Katie, yes.
Thank you, Katie. And what's your position there at the DA's office?
I am a victim witness advocate.
Oh, you are. Oh, okay. You'll know who I am, sort of. Then, perhaps.
I don't, but
Well, you know my alleged victim.
You're lucky I don't know you fucking teeth out, you stupid cocksucker. Fuck you, cocksucker. Get away from me, I'll hunt
You know my alleged victim, I'm guessing. Anyway, what I'm calling about. Well, let me tell you who I am then, briefly, since since a victim is involved.
well,
You don't want to hear it. That's okay.
Just keep things to what the purpose of your inquiry, what the discovery piece, and
Right, you don't want to talk about it. Got it. No comment. Okay, well, here's the deal then. I was given access to discovery, but there is a critical piece of evidence missing.
okay.
It's a video.
Mm-hmm.
It's in fact the Swan Lake grocery video. It's not the video that the
Like
police.
from a security camera.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's referred to multiple times in the police report in the against me. Initiating the charge against me. It's a crucial piece of evidence, and there are still photographs. Or not still, they're not still, in other words, there aren't photographs remaining. There are still photos.
Like still shots from
Yes,
a video?
thank you, yes.
Okay.
Taken
Yes,
from
okay.
the video, two of them,
Was that included in the discovery?
which was included in the discovery.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So this video, it exists, and you all have access to it. By y'all, I mean including the police, clearly, because they must have provided you with those still shots, if nothing else. So that's a piece of evidence that I am entitled to, basically, is the upshot.
Okay.
And so I am just calling to,
To see if you can get that video.
not to see if I can get that video so much as, well, you kind of, in a roundabout way, I guess. But I mean, just I have a right to that video. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, or me requesting this. That's the thing that I have a right to. Otherwise, it's a Brady violation, amongst others that are already taking place in this case. So,
And are you representing yourself, or do you have a
I'm representing
court-appointed
myself,
attorney?
yes, completely.
Okay.
I had an attorney. I agreed to that, to let somebody act as my counsel until he actively undermined me and sabotaged my case, so I had to get rid of him. And that's not hyperbole at all. Not one bit of hyperbole in what I just stated. But you choose to believe that, because you got to believe what you got to believe to do what you do, don't you? Anyway, that's what I'm telling. So you know the issue, right?
Yes, that you do not have the video that was referred to in the police report. just still shots taken from the video?
Yes, it's a crucial piece of evidence, that Swan Lake grocery surveillance video, and I know that it exists.
Well, I will look into it. Our legal secretaries are not in today, so I don't think that you'll hear back today, but I will hope that you will by the beginning of the week.
Okay.
Is this 50 the best number to reach you?
Yeah, but I don't need so much. I don't need a call back.
You don't want to call. Okay.
What I need is access. In other words, I'll check Monday. Let's say Monday afternoon. If I have access to the video, well, then I'll have access to it. If I don't, then I don't, and then I'll proceed from there.
Okay. All right. Well, very good. Thank you for the information, and I will pass this along. And
how do you get to be a victim anyway? Who do you what how does that work exactly?
Say that again.
How do you get to be a victim? Qualify as a victim.
It is when law enforcement lists all involved parties and law enforcement names who witnesses are and who victims are.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. Well, I apologize for not having a answer right away, but I'll look into it, and someone will get back to you if perhaps either by sharing the video how the other discovery was shared, or a follow-up call.
Okay. Yeah. I'd rather just they have my email. I'd rather just be recontacted by email from them. I don't want callbacks from you all.
No
I might call you. I have a right to
one-way street. Okay.
I have a right to do that. This is a one-way street. Here's why.
Okay.
Here's why. This is your job. This is the DA's job. This is the judge's and the police's job. I'm a guy who you all are accusing of something. So it is a one-way street. Yeah. I'm a different sort of party than all the rest of you all. Okay? And my tax dollars pay for this line. Okay? So I'm done.
Yeah.
You done?
All right. Very good. Well, I just like to ask people their preferences for communication.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're very sensitive, no doubt.
Yeah. Wonderful. Okay. Well, thank you for calling, and we'll go from here. Very good. Thank you. Bye.
Good afternoon, DA's office.
Hi. My name is Sean Floyd. I called earlier. Is this Katie from Victim Services again by any chance?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. I asked her a question. I have another question I forgot to ask, which is kind of related, but it should be.
Okay. Do you want me to see if she's available?
Oh, well, if she is, it might speed things up a little bit.
Okay, hold on.
Thanks.
Hello, this is Katie.
Hi, Katie. This is Sean Floyd. We spoke earlier.
Yes, we did.
I had another question I forgot to ask, which is related. Might be easier to answer. I'm not sure. But I also had a quick correction I just wanted to offer, which may be relevant to your life.
To my life, okay.
Or well, I mean to
or your. Go ahead. I won't interrupt you anymore.
To your situation.
That made me laugh.
Feel free to interrupt. You don't abuse the privilege of interrupting. So yeah, that's not a problem. When I asked earlier, I asked how do you, somewhat rhetorically, I will admit, how does somebody become a victim? And you said that law enforcement lists who is a victim and who are witnesses and like that. And that certainly is true enough. But it's far from the whole truth. And this is related to my question. It's ultimately your office that decides. And it doesn't matter what the police do. For example, my own situation, I have often, very credibly, with abundant evidence, accused people of crimes, and the police have told me that they can't do anything because the DA won't press charges. They just can't do anything. Sorry. That's not just anecdotal exactly, or rather it is, but here's a fact that is relevant, or very relevant to my question. In fact, it kind of is my question. But there's a little bit of background. What happened with this case I'm about to ask about, and the video that I asked about earlier is in reference to, I was protesting against the police, not that that's relevant, I'm sure. At
Swan Lake Grocery?
At Swan Lake Grocery, yeah.
Yep, okay.
Well, on public property near Swan Lake Grocery, actually.
Oh, okay.
And somebody came out of the store, out of Swan Lake Grocery, and got on their motorbike. And when I say motorbike, it's like a trike, big, heavy, bigger than a motorbike kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So trike sounds like diminutive, but no, it's a big, heavy machine. He came across the parking lot yelling insults at me, and swearing at me and that kind of thing. And then he threatened me with physical violence a couple of times. And then he said he was going to run me down, get away from me or I'll run you down, even though he had approached me from across the parking lot, but whatever. And then he backed his bike up, turned it towards me, and drove it towards me, either intending to hit me or come close enough to make me think that he was going to hit me, clearly. And I have my own video of this, which clearly demonstrates that, which is the police won't acknowledge the existence of, and nor will your office. But anyway, that's kind of another matter. And I acted defensively, kind of jumped out of the way. I had a monopod, which struck his fender of his trike.
What did you say, monopod?
Monopod, yeah, like a tripod, but it's a single,
for camera.
Yeah, for camera, and it had my protest sign on it. Mm-hmm. So the camera and the protest sign. Anyway, then he backed up, threatened me a few more times, threatened me a few times on my way home, and so that's why I want the evidence of this. But now, here's my question. He was originally summoned, according to the Waldo County Sheriff's Department. Deputy Nichols wrote in his report that he left a summons, described going there and leaving it for him. But this is Thomas Benner, who I'm described, was involved in this incident with me. So Deputy Nichols said he summoned him, but he never appeared at court. And then I checked with court and I checked with your office. I was told at one point that he was being resummoned, but then that got changed to his case was being reconsidered or something. So your office is clearly aware of the situation, but he's the only victim. In fact, District Attorney Entwistle went as far as to make sure that he has protection against me. In other words, one of my condition to remain out of jail was to have to agree to not contact Thomas Benner, or directly or indirectly. So it's like he has a protection order against me because of this. So he's a victim on all kinds of, so presumably you're aware of him on some level, at least on paper. My question is, I never found, I checked with the court, they say, since February 19th, he hasn't appeared for anything. So my question now is, what was as a potential victim, let's say, What was the outcome of that? Or what is the situation now, I guess?
I am just looking that up. Bear with me. I do see a case listed. I want to make sure I've got the right one.
I have the file number if you'd like.
Yes, I am reading that prosecution was declined on
Thomas
January
Benner.
29th. Excuse me?
Against Thomas Benner.
Yes.
So January 29th, so he presumably he was summoned for the 29th, but prosecution was declined, and then whatever, that was Amber Reynolds on the, who told me sometime around then, I guess, January-ish, about the February 19th resummon / reconsideration, and there's nothing regarding that?
There was an additional note in February by District Attorney, according to District Attorney Natasha Irving, that that prosecution would not be pursued.
Oh, from the top. So there you go. You do with all that information what you like. I tell you what I'm going to do with it. No, I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do with it. But it's not going to be anything illegal, so you don't need to worry anything like that.
Okay.
Just something, to think about. You want to carry on like this, there are going to be consequences. Not illegal consequences for me, and nothing like that. I'm just saying, people don't like this kind of thing. And hopefully that's understandable on some level. I'm done.
Yes. Yeah. I understand your frustration.
Not really.
Or attempt to, but
Not really.
My grasp is not that far. But I did look
You can
up.
find out.
I did
Find
pass
out
along
everything you need to know.
your share file inquiry, and we'll look into that. And I could see that the video was not in share file, so it wasn't left out. It's just that we didn't have it, and we'll continue to look into it.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Well, I'm sorry I couldn't better satisfy your questions, but
Oh no, you answered my
that's
questions.
information
I have no doubt about where things stand. Thank you.
yes. Okay. All right. All right. I guess I'll let you go. I hope you have a good afternoon. Good afternoon, District Attorney's Office.
Hi, is the district attorney available?
Not at this moment. Can I take a message?
No, I'll just try back. Thank you.
You're welcome.